people were asking about my love, uh, my sweetheart. He was my best friend. He was the most honest man I've ever met. He was caring, devoted, handsome as can be. We met in 82, and in 83, he went in the military. He served his country. He worked for the government for many years after that as a contractor. He never had an interview in his life but one, and he didn't get the job. And that was for a job after he got out of the military because he was going to not do government contracting. He was going to work in the civilian world. Well, he went on an interview and that didn't work out. He was also hard-headed, stubborn. He was a handyman. He loved NASCAR. He loved woodworking. He snored like crazy. So at night, it was never quiet. And I wonder sometimes if that's a hard time sleeping, because he was a snorer. And as he got older, he had to have a CPAP machine. So, of course, he had the humming of the CPAP machine at night. So, but I don't know what to tell you. You ask me questions about him and I'll tell you, but I can tell you stories. Like, for example, when we first got married, he didn't like to go to church on Sunday because he used to go to church on Saturday because he was raised Seventh-day Adventist and I was raised Southern Baptist, and we couldn't decide when to go to church. So he would sit down and watch NASCAR, and I'd ask him, "What you doing?" Usually he would tape it, and I'd say, "What are you doing?" And he'd make comments watching the Church of the Circular Track. And he wasn't being sacrilegious or ugly. He was just making a joke about watching NASCAR is like a religion. People are so into it. And he loved NASCAR. And he would love to have gotten an RV and followed NASCAR around the country if we could afford to do it. And that was a sad thing. That was one of our dreams, was to RV the United States. We've been all over and traveled all over. He was the planner. He was the organizer. He was the cook. I was spoilt, and that's the truth of it. He spoilt me rotten. And that's another thing that's hard to adjust to, is being alone and doing the things that have always been done for you. And it's not laziness. I'm not lazy because I was the housekeeper. We made a deal a long time ago. He said, "I'll do all the cooking if you do all the cleaning." And I'll tell you what, that man could dirty up every pot and every pan in the house. But I didn't waver on that. He made a mess and I cleaned it up. And he was a good cook. He made lasagna that was to die for. And he did woodworking.